Welcome to the Is It Worth Watching show. I'm Jake, and I'm joined by my co-host Jill. Today, we're diving into a fascinating conversation with Rick Spence, a historian specializing in the history of intelligence agencies, espionage, secret societies, conspiracies, the occult, and military history.
Rick discusses a variety of captivating topics, including the origins and operations of some of the most powerful intelligence agencies like the Russian services and the CIA. We also explore how secret societies like the Thule Society influence Nazi ideology and delve into the dark intersections of cults, assassinations, and conspiracies with events like the Manson family murders and the Zodiac killings.
Interesting topic today as we delve into the complexities of human nature and behavior. It's intriguing how human beings can possess both the capacity for immense kindness and cooperation, yet also display moments of irrationality and hostility. This duality often makes human actions unpredictable and multifaceted.
Absolutely. And these contrasting behaviors are what make the study of human nature so compelling. For instance, most people display altruism and empathy in their daily interactions, forming the foundation of societal harmony. However, under certain pressures or triggers, these same individuals can exhibit behaviors driven by fear, anger, or survival instincts.
Yes, and that's reflective of the inherent unpredictability in human nature. History shows us numerous instances where ordinary individuals committed extraordinary acts of kindness or, conversely, acts of severe aggression, depending on the circumstances. Understanding these behavioral patterns is crucial for fostering positive social environments and mitigating conflicts. The history of Russian intelligence services is incredibly rich and layered, dating back to the late 19th century with the formation of the Okhrana under the imperial regime. This secret police force was renowned for its effectiveness in infiltrating and dismantling revolutionary groups, a tradition carried forward into the Soviet era. The Okhrana's methods of recruitment, using informers and provocateurs, laid the foundation for Soviet intelligence operations.
After the Russian Revolution, the Extraordinary Commission, or Cheka, took over and evolved through various iterations into the well-known KGB. This organization became infamous for its espionage capabilities and internal security measures, skillfully infiltrating foreign governments and planting moles in critical positions. The KGB's influence persisted through the Cold War, making it a formidable opponent for Western intelligence agencies.
Today, the legacy continues with the SVR and FSB, which emerged from the dissolution of the KGB. These organizations have maintained a reputation for sophisticated intelligence activities, leveraging a long history of espionage techniques. Their operations are as extensive and secretive now as they have ever been, reflecting the enduring impact of their predecessors in Russian history. The Russian Revolution is one of those historic events that reshaped the world entirely. It was a time of immense turmoil and dramatic shifts in power, led by influential figures like Vladimir Lenin. Lenin's role was pivotal in orchestrating the Bolshevik Revolution, which ultimately led to the overthrow of the provisional government and the establishment of a communist regime.
Lenin's strategy was as much about ideological commitment as it was about tactical maneuvering. He capitalized on the unrest and dissatisfaction among the Russian populace during World War I, particularly harnessing the grievances of workers and soldiers. His promises of peace, land, and bread resonated deeply with a war-weary population and played a significant role in rallying support for the Bolsheviks.
The revolution didn't just happen overnight. It was the result of Lenin's meticulous planning and resilience despite multiple exiles. His return to Russia, facilitated by the Germans, was a strategic move that amplified the revolution's momentum. The Bolshevik success was due in large part to his ability to galvanize a fragmented opposition against the provisional government, creating a unified force that was impossible to ignore. When you think about espionage, it often conjures images of dark alleys and covert surveillance, but at its core, it's a matter of human manipulation.
Absolutely, and one of the most insightful frameworks for understanding this is the MICE acronym, which stands for money, ideology, coercion, and ego.
Each aspect of MICE represents a potential lever that intelligence agents can pull to turn someone into a valuable asset. For instance, financial incentives can be incredibly potent particularly for individuals who are under financial strain.
Ideology can be equally compelling, especially for those who already harbor strong political or religious beliefs that align with the espionage activities. It's about finding that alignment and exploiting it.
Coercion involves exerting pressure, often through blackmail or threats, to force individuals to cooperate. This method can be extremely effective, but also risky if not managed carefully.
Lastly, ego can be one of the most subtle yet powerful motivators. Playing to a person's sense of importance or feeding their ambitions can turn them into willing participants in espionage activities.
The world of intelligence agencies is often shrouded in mystery and intrigue, with two of the foremost being the American CIA and the Russian intelligence apparatus. The CIA, established in 1947, has played a pivotal role in shaping foreign policy and conducting covert operations worldwide. On the other hand, the Russian intelligence framework, evolving from the KGB to today's FSB and SVR, has a much longer history dating back to Imperial Russia. These agencies have adapted over time, employing various strategies to gather intelligence, influence global affairs, and ensure national security. Their methodologies and cultural approaches differ significantly, with the CIA focusing extensively on technological advancements and Russia often relying on deep infiltrations and human intelligence. HUMINT. This contrast makes their ongoing rivalry a fascinating study in the evolution of espionage. Imagine a world where someone's thoughts and behaviors could be controlled by secret programs. That's exactly what the notorious MKUltra experiment aimed to explore. Conducted by the CIA during the 1950s and 60s, this covert operation included various unorthodox methods to manipulate mental states and brain functions. Research subjects were often unknowingly involved, subjected to procedures like hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and the administration of drugs, particularly LSD.
The implications of MKUltra are both disturbing and fascinating. It revealed how far intelligence agencies were willing to go to gain control over human behavior, often at the expense of ethical boundaries. The psychological and physical harm inflicted on the victims of these experiments was profound. This dark chapter in history raises critical questions about the extent to which governments can intrude into the lives of individuals under the guise of national security.
The enigmatic figure of Jeffrey Epstein has sparked a multitude of conspiracy theories, one of which suggests potential ties to the CIA. His high-profile connections and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his actions and sudden death have fueled speculation about covert involvements. The theory posits that Epstein's activities, particularly in procuring young girls for powerful individuals, could have been leveraged by intelligence agencies for purposes of coercion and control. While we may never have concrete evidence, the intrigue remains a focal point for those studying the intertwining of espionage and elite scandal.
Indeed, the narrative is compelling when you consider the calculated nature of Epstein's operations. His network extended across influential circles, reaching high-level politicians, business moguls, and even royalty. The collection of compromising material on such figures implies a methodical strategy that aligns with intelligence methodologies. While the extent of any possible CIA involvement remains shrouded in mystery, the mere possibility continues to captivate and fuel further scrutiny into Epstein's complex web.
Secret societies have long captivated the public imagination with their aura of mystery and exclusive membership. One such group that consistently draws curiosity is the Bohemian Club. Located in the heart of Northern California, this gathering of some of the world's most influential men takes place at the Bohemian Grove, a sprawling retreat with old-growth redwood trees. These meetings, often marked by elaborate rituals and performances, supposedly allow members to banish the cares of their high-stakes professions. But they have also sparked countless speculations and conspiracy theories about what might really be going on behind closed doors.
The Bohemian Club, established in the late 19th century, originally attracted artists and journalists, but gradually became a hub for political leaders, business magnates, and other elites seeking to network in a secluded, relaxed setting. The club's motto, "Weaving spiders come not here," suggests that members should leave their business dealings outside, although the presence of high-profile decision-makers inevitably fuels rumors about clandestine collaborations and power brokering. The rituals, most notably the cremation of care ceremony, are intentionally theatrical, often involving costumes and symbolic acts intended to provide a form of catharsis, a mix of high drama and a release from the intensive pressures of public life.
History has shown us that occultism and mystical experiences often arise during periods of social and political upheaval. The allure of hidden knowledge and the promise of accessing a greater reality beyond the mundane can captivate individuals and groups, offering a sense of purpose and belonging.
Absolutely. And this fascination can significantly influence cultural movements and even political ideologies. We've seen occultism inspire works of literature, art, and music, creating a rich tapestry of symbolic and esoteric themes.
Moreover, the ritualistic nature of these practices can foster intense group cohesion and identity, sometimes leading to both positive communal bonds and negative outcomes like fanaticism. It's fascinating how these hidden beliefs and practices have woven themselves into the fabric of society, often invisibly guiding the motivations and actions of people in ways we might not immediately recognize.
Indeed, the impact of occultism stretches far beyond the individuals directly involved. It frequently leaves a mark on the broader cultural and historical landscape, shaping narratives and influencing collective mindsets across generations.
When diving into the intricate and often overlooked aspects of Nazi ideology, the Thule Society stands out as a crucial influence. The Thule Society, an occultist group founded in early 20th century Germany, played a significant role in shaping the ideological framework of the early Nazi Party. This society was deeply rooted in esoteric traditions and sought to revive an idealized Aryan race mythology, which they believed to be the cornerstone of the German people's superiority.
Functioning as more than just a social club, the Thule Society became a breeding ground for nationalist and racialist ideologies. Members, including influential figures like Rudolf Hess and even Adolf Hitler, were drawn to its emphasis on Aryan mysticism and anti-Semitic beliefs. The Thule Society provided a narrative that combined nationalism with occult elements, creating a potent mix that future Nazi leaders would exploit for political gain.
Their meetings and publications fostered an environment where ideas of racial purity and the superiority of the Aryan race could flourish. This society didn't just influence ideology. It actively participated in the political movements of the time, essentially merging mystical nationalism with the goals of the nascent Nazi Party. Hence, the Thule Society's impact on Nazi ideology is a testament to how occult and nationalist sentiments can converge and lead to devastating historical outcomes. Imagine if a single document could dramatically alter the course of history, perpetuating a cycle of hate and mistrust through generations. That's precisely the dark legacy left by the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. First serialized in a Russian newspaper in 1903, this text falsely claims to be the minutes of a meeting where Jewish leaders discussed their plans for world domination.
The impact of this forgery has been catastrophic. It served as a cornerstone for anti-Semitic propaganda, fueling atrocities from pogroms in early 20th century Eastern Europe to underpinning Nazi ideology during the Holocaust. Despite being debunked, it persists in various forms, showcasing the potent and damaging effects of disinformation.
Unfortunately, the modern age of the internet has facilitated the spread of these dangerous ideas even further, proving how resilient and adaptable such conspiracies can be. It's a stark reminder of the power of false narratives to cause real-world harm. The roots of anti-Semitism run surprisingly deep, stretching back thousands of years to ancient civilizations. Historically, it's been a mixture of religious, economic, and cultural prejudices, but there's no denying it has often found fertile ground in periods of societal stress and upheaval. In the medieval period, anti-Semitic sentiment was notably linked to religious differences and the scapegoating of Jews for events like the Black Death.
Jumping forward to modern times, we see anti-Semitism taking on new forms, deeply influenced by political ideologies and conspiracy theories. In the 19th and 20th centuries, anti-Semitism was increasingly racialized, culminating in the horrific events of the Holocaust. Today, while it might wear different masks, such as the guise of anti-Zionism or subtle insinuations, anti-Semitism continues to persist globally, often fueled by misinformation and enduring stereotypes. Understanding its historical context is crucial to addressing and combating it in the present.
When we delve into the chilling tale of Charles Manson and the Manson family murders, we're looking at a narrative that's both horrifying and perplexing. Manson, a small-time criminal who transformed into a manipulative cult leader, orchestrated a series of brutal killings that shook America to its core in the late 1960s.
What stands out is the sheer psychological grip Manson had over his followers. Despite his own lack of direct involvement in the killings, he commanded a group of young individuals to commit heinous acts on his behalf. The infamous murders, particularly those of actress Sharon Tate and others at the Cielo Drive residence, highlighted the dark underbelly of the 1960s counterculture.
California has always had a certain allure with its sunshine, Hollywood glamour, and picturesque landscapes. But beneath that glittering surface lies a darker history with figures like the Zodiac Killer. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Zodiac's reign of terror was marked by cryptic letters and gruesome murders that captivated and horrified the public.
The Zodiac Killer was particularly notorious for taunting law enforcement through a series of complex ciphers and letters sent to local newspapers. Despite multiple potential suspects and extensive investigations, the Zodiac's true identity has remained an enigma, leaving his story shrouded in mystery.
The darkness didn't stop with the Zodiac, though. California has seen its share of other infamous serial killers, such as the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez and the Golden State Killer, whose capture decades later brought some closure to a series of heinous crimes. These figures have left an indelible mark on the state's history, reminding us of the juxtaposition between its sunny facade and the sinister shadows that lurk beneath. Secret societies have always captured the human imagination, often shrouded in mystery and conspiracy theories. The Knights Templar, for instance, began as a medieval Christian military order, but evolved into a legendary secret society reputed to hold immense secret knowledge. The Illuminati, although a relatively short-lived Enlightenment-era group, has persisted in popular culture as the ultimate shadowy organization behind world events. Freemasons, possibly the most enduring and widespread secret society, blend ritual with philanthropy, influencing various aspects of society and politics through their well-connected membership. Understanding these groups requires separating fact from fiction, yet their allure continues to captivate us. One of the most fascinating aspects of secret societies and intelligence agencies is the intricate power dynamics and the methods used for recruitment. Both entities often employ a selective process to ensure they only attract and admit individuals who they believe will further their objectives and blend seamlessly into their clandestine environments. This selection process typically involves instilling a sense of exclusivity and privilege, appealing to the candidate's desire for influence and access to privileged information. The compartmentalization within these organizations also plays a crucial role in maintaining control, as it ensures that no single individual is privy to all operations or complete strategic directives. This not only safeguards the organization's broader goals, but also leverages and manipulates the individual's ego, promising them a special, almost mystic purpose. The use of oaths, rituals, and hierarchical structures further embeds members into a tight-knit community where loyalty is paramount, and any breach can be severely sanctioned. One aspect that's often overlooked in discussions about betrayal and espionage is the pivotal role of ego. The allure of feeling important and having control over sensitive information can be a powerful motivator for individuals to betray their affiliations.
This isn't just about financial gain or coercion. Ego can drive individuals to seek validation and recognition, whether through direct influence or merely the knowledge that they are playing a significant role in the grander scheme of things.
It's fascinating how the desire for personal significance can overshadow loyalty to one's country or organization. This inherent need for self-importance can make individuals vulnerable to recruitment and manipulation by opposing intelligence agencies.
In many documented cases, the promise of prestige and the inherent thrill of deceit can be more compelling than monetary rewards. It highlights a fundamental aspect of human nature where validation and a sense of superiority can lead to the ultimate acts of betrayal.
It's fascinating to ponder the connections between various serial killers and the possibility of shared inspiration or even coordination. When we look at cases like the Zodiac Killer, the Son of Sam, and the Monster of Florence, there seems to be a thread of similarities, not just in their methods, but perhaps in their motivations. These killers often leave behind cryptic messages and symbols, almost as if they're communicating with each other or someone within a hidden network.
There's also the element of ritualistic behavior observed among these killers, suggesting they might be part of a larger, perhaps occult, subculture. The idea that these individuals might be influenced by similar ideologies or that they might even share information through underground channels isn't far-fetched. While concrete evidence of a direct connection is scant, the patterns in their crimes warrant deeper investigation into how much one inspired the other, directly or indirectly.
Furthermore, the timing and geographical distribution of their crimes sometimes suggest that there may be more to these cases than just lone, isolated acts of violence. If nothing else, the psychological and sociological aspects behind these murderers are striking and raise questions about unseen societal currents that might be in play. It's a sobering but intriguing thought that our understanding of these crimes is still evolving as more insights come to light. Delving into the potential influence of secret societies and intelligence agencies on global power structures unfolds a fascinating tapestry of covert operations and clandestine agendas. These entities often work behind the curtains, wielding significant power that can shape political decisions and economic policies on an international scale. While some argue that such groups are nothing more than conspiracy theories, historical evidence suggests they have, in fact, played pivotal roles in pivotal global events.
The relationship between these secretive organizations and intelligence agencies is particularly intriguing. Intelligence agencies themselves often operate with high levels of secrecy, but when intertwined with secret societies, the lines of influence can blur remarkably. The blending of their networks can subtly manipulate political landscapes, having far-reaching effects that the public may never be fully aware of. This hidden influence raises critical questions about the transparency and accountability of our global power structures.
The intricate web of human conspiracies and secret societies has often been cited as a potent force shaping the course of history. Their clandestine operations and whispered agendas have sparked countless debates among historians and the general public. From the Illuminati to the Freemasons, these groups are believed to wield immense power, influencing significant political and social shifts.
In modern society, the influence of these secret societies is often seen in various conspiracy theories that captivate the public's imagination. The fear and fascination they evoke reflect a deep-seated uncertainty about power structures and hidden machinations. Whether it's the subtle manipulation of economies or the covert orchestration of political events, the potential reach of such groups remains a topic of intense scrutiny and curiosity.
In today's episode, we'll be diving into an extensive conversation with Rick Spence, who is known for his expertise in intelligence agencies, espionage, secret societies, and more. To start off, he delves deeply into the notion of the most powerful intelligence agency in history, making a compelling case for the Russian intelligence services and their incredible ability to infiltrate and manipulate various organizations throughout history.
Yes, he provides fascinating insights into how these intelligence agencies, particularly the Russian ones, were adept at utilizing agent provocateurs to destabilize and control opposition groups. It's a complex and sophisticated system that has been honed over centuries, with infiltration and deception being critical components.
Spence also sheds light on the methods used by intelligence agencies to recruit informants, summarizing it with the acronym MICE, which stands for money, ideology, coercion, and ego. This framework is essential in understanding the psychological manipulations these agencies employ to ensure compliance and loyalty.
Furthermore, the conversation touches on the darker aspects of intelligence operations, including the morally and ethically dubious practices such as MKUltra. Spence's detailed recounting of these secretive experiments on human psychology underlines the lengths intelligence agencies will go to in their quest for control and information.
Speaking of control, Spence also discusses the problematic methods and intentions evident in some secret societies, comparing them to intelligence organizations. Whether actively manipulating political outcomes or nurturing occult beliefs, these groups often wield significant, though obscure, power.
It's interesting how he bridges the gap between historical secret societies like the Bohemian Club or the Illuminati and modern intelligence practices. This helps to paint a picture of a world where power, secrecy, and manipulation are often intertwined, raising questions about the ethics and impacts of such covert activities on societies at large.
To hear more about these captivating topics and gain deeper insights from Rick Spence's vast knowledge, you'll definitely want to listen to the full conversation. It's a thought-provoking look into the hidden aspects of political power and societal control. Well worth your time.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Is It Worth Watching channel to stay updated with our latest discussions and analyses on similarly engaging topics. Thank you for tuning in.